Tracking a very chilly start to our October across mid-Mose. We've seen some below average temperatures here very early this morning. This is just after 7 a.m. with some of us still in the 30s. The rest of mid-Mo even creeping into those 40s. Right now in Columbia, almost even near 50 degrees. But these cooler temperatures are thanks to some northeasterly winds. That is even leading to possible patchy fog very early in the day, likely before about 9 a.m. here. We'll see temperatures getting back into the 50s by mid-morning. We're into the 60s just before noon, and very much like we've seen for this past week, temperatures back into those lower 70s during the afternoon hours. We'll possibly want those extra layers though all day as that later kickoff for the Mizzou game this evening. By 6:30, we'll see temperatures likely back into the upper 60s, and once we lose that sunshine during the game, expect those temps to drop quickly. So really want to stay bundled up there and really keep those extra layers with you maybe most of the weekend. As for our Sunday, we'll still follow that cooler start to the day, but by the afternoon, just creeping closer to those upper 70s as we're staying dry. That's just going to allow that heat to slowly build across the area. We are unfortunately tracking those dry conditions for almost this entire next week. This is our next 7-day rain chance, where mid-Mo is not looking to face any of that. We just have not a lot of moisture really sticking in around in our area, and also we'll be following impacts from the remnants of Ian here in the coming days. We can see that on our upper level winds. That deep low pressure from that tropical system is actually expected to stick around the eastern seaboard into the early parts of next week. We can see across mid-Mo that is going to lead to the development of some high pressure here. Those warmer colors indicating those southerly winds, bringing some slightly warmer conditions. We'll even get close to the 80s by about Tuesday and Wednesday, but you'll notice finally get a disturbance sliding our way. That's as the remnants of Ian will finally weaken enough to push further east, and we'll get this disturbance by about Wednesday to Thursday. This doesn't look to bring the cool down quite yet. It's as we get this polar air even closer by about the end of Thursday. That's where we're really tracking this nice cool down. You can see those blue colors even getting close to mid-Mo. That's indicating our highs possibly dipping to the 60s by the later part of the next week here. So we'll certainly be looking forward to those fall-like conditions, but unfortunately we are staying dry as the jet stream's blocked up, and we're already seeing our drought returning to mid-Mo. You can even see that severe drought just along I-70 here near Boonville, along that Missouri River Valley here. So we'll continue to follow these drought conditions, possibly even getting worse here into the next week. We've seen, since we've been staying dry for the end of September, that has risen at least 8% here on this newest update from the previous week, but we'll probably follow that continuing to increase here as we're staying dry. Even as this disturbance moves our way by about Wednesday to Thursday, you can see those rain chances are very low across our areas. We're not going to have that moisture moving in. Those biggest impacts will be temperatures as we reverse that warming trend, ending up actually below average in the 60s as we might get to some football next Friday. And again, those really dry conditions are thanks to the remnants of Ian. We still have that in a post-tropical cyclone very early this Saturday morning. Those winds gusting above 30 miles per hour, just steady with those wind gusts there. We'll continue to follow that weakening as it's moving through the land there on the East Coast. That's still expected to bring some pretty steady rainfall into early next week. It has left multiple power outages across multiple states, over 1 million here across the Florida Peninsula, so we'll certainly want to think of them as we'll still be dealing with that storm in the coming days.